If email will not send, will not download, or will not sync across devices, the problem may involve SMTP, POP3, or IMAP. And for CompTIA A Plus Core 1220-1201, you need to know what each email protocol does and which ports they commonly use. By the end of this quick bite, you'll know which protocol sends email, which ones receive email, and how to recognize them on the exam. Welcome to QuickBytes Education. Today's Quick Bite is all about SMTP, POP3, and IMAP, explained simply, quickly, and clearly. Let's get started. Here's what we're covering today: how email moves, what SMTP does, what POP3 does, what IMAP does, the common port numbers, and the exam clues to watch for. Email uses different protocols for different jobs. A protocol is just a set of rules for communication. With email, the big idea is simple. One protocol is mainly for sending, and the other protocols are mainly for receiving. SMTP sends email. POP3 and IMAP receive email. Think of email like a mailroom. SMTP is the outgoing mail counter. POP3 and IMAP are ways to pick up your incoming mail. On the exam, if the question says the user cannot send email, your first thought should be SMTP. If the question says the user cannot receive email, your first thought should be POP3 or IMAP. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP is mainly used to send email from a client to a mail server or from one mail server to another mail server. So when you click Send, SMTP is usually involved. For CompTIA A Plus Core 1, the common SMTP port to remember is port 25. On the exam, they may ask which protocol is used to send email. That answer is SMTP. They may also ask which port is associated with SMTP. That answer is port 25. Mail server to recipient mail server. Quick checkpoint. SMTP is for sending. The S in SMTP can remind you of send. POP3 stands for Post Office Protocol version 3. POP3 is used to retrieve email from a mail server. The simple idea is that POP3 downloads messages to the device. In older setups, POP3 was commonly used when one computer downloaded email and stored it locally. That can create a problem if the user checks email from multiple devices. For example, if the email downloads to one computer and is removed from the server, it may not appear on the user's phone or tablet. Here's where most people get this wrong. They think POP3 and IMAP do the exact same thing. They are both used for receiving email, but they handle messages differently. POP3 is more like picking up mail from a post office box and taking it home. For CompTIA A Plus Core 1, the common POP3 port to remember is port 110. IMAP stands for Internet Message Access Protocol. IMAP is also used to retrieve and manage email, but it is better for multiple devices. With IMAP, messages usually stay on the mail server and your devices sync with the server. That means your phone, laptop, tablet, and webmail can all show the same mailbox. If you read, delete, or move a message on one device, that change can show up on the others. So here is the simple difference. POP3 downloads email. IMAP syncs email. SMTP sends email. For CompTIA A Plus Core 1, the common IMAP port to remember is port 143. Now let's lock in the port numbers. SMTP commonly uses port 25. POP3 commonly uses port 110. IMAP commonly uses port 143. A port is like a numbered doorway used by a network service. So if the exam gives you a port number, connect it to the protocol. Port 25 points to SMTP. Port 110 points to POP3. Port 143 points to IMAP. For troubleshooting, use the symptom. If email sends but does not receive, think POP3 or IMAP settings. If email receives but does not send, think SMTP settings. If email appears on one device but not another, Think about whether POP3 is downloading messages instead of syncing them. If email stays consistent across several devices, think IMAP. Here's what you just learned. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP is used to send email. POP3 stands for Post Office Protocol version 3. POP3 is used to download email from a mail server. IMAP stands for Internet Message Access Protocol. IMAP is used to sync and manage email across multiple devices. SMTP commonly uses port 25. POP3 commonly uses port 110. IMAP commonly uses port 143. And on the exam, remember, SMTP sends, POP3 downloads, and IMAP syncs. If this helped you understand email protocols for CompTIA A+ Core 1, like the video, subscribe, and keep building your knowledge with QuickBytes Education, one quick bite at a time.